Hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel if you've been here before, or welcome to if you're new. Either way, thank you for stopping, clicking and watching. My name is Angel, and today we're going to be doing a walkthrough of a deck that was actually a birthday present. My birthday was, maybe 2 weeks ago now, and this beauty just turned up yesterday. So the tarot deck that we're going to be doing a walkthrough of today is the Lorenzi Tarot. This is by Irene Lorenzi. This was a pre-order, I feel, if memory serves correctly. I was totally intrigued by the illustration style. I think the images are really, really interesting. They really intrigued me. So I pre-ordered it, and yeah, it turned up from Amazon yesterday. So a late birthday present, but happy birthday to me anywho. Okay, we're going to read the back of the box first. Lorenzi Tarot tells the story of our era, a time steeped in dualism between the ancestral realm and the modern world, where human beings strive to find a balance between nature and technology. Through powerful imagery, this stylish deck aims to reconcile conflict with harmony, light with shadow, and doubt with hope. While the major arcana cards are inhabited mostly by human figures, the minor arcana are dominated by animals, both real and mythological. The two arcana realms communicate with each other, so we find characters that recurred in the deck, passing from one card to another, between dystopia to dreams, creating their own evolutionary path. This includes 78 cards and a 100-page guidebook with illustrations. So let's have a quick look inside the box. I did already take the cards out to be, efficient. I can't get the box open now. That's so typical. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here's the box. Looks like it's a bit of a marble effect with the colourings. Very light blue colour. And we've got a bit of a ribbon and a little illustration here. Okay, that was the box. Let's move along to the guidebook. Bear with me 1 second. Let me see if I can grab this beauty. This is the guidebook, Lorenzi Tarot. Beautiful illustrations again. It's a US Games deck. Yeah, let's have a quick look through here. So we've got a bit of an introduction. The information is very similar to what's on the back of the box, so I'm not going to read that. Who am I? This is about the illustrator and the creator of the deck. And then we go straight into the major arcana cards, into the minor, and then let's go to the back. Okay, we've got some information about the author at the back. Okay, okay, we don't have any spreads in this book, which is fine. That's fine. So the guidebook, we've got a very large, I feel personally, a very large illustration of the card, coloured illustration. Then we've got the title of the card, a small paragraph for a description, and then we've got the meanings and even reverse meanings. Now, just personally, off the cuff, off the bat now, I could feel that this illustration could have been smaller, with more information, but that's just me. That was the guidebook. Let's dive into the deck. Let's see here. These are the cards. These are the backs. Now, this totally gives me a Tarot of Mystical Moments vibe. Yeah, anyway, that was the sideline. I think I'm going to be edging mine, but we'll have to see. Watch this space. Watch this space. Okay, so we're starting with the Fool. Okay, so let's dive into the cards. So we're starting obviously with the Fool. I get quite an airy vibe here, obviously, but I get a bit of an earthy vibe also with these branches, this growth. And we've got these trees that are growing from the branches. That's really interesting. Excuse me. Okay, the Magician. Now, I've looked through the cards twice already, because I was forced to. I had to, because I was just too excited, and patience is not a virtue of mine, I have to say. I'm totally an impatient person. This separated hands vibe, it kind of appears several times throughout the deck. Excuse me. And I kind of got a Hush vibe, a Hush Tarot vibe with this deck. with that element. So that'll be really interesting. Maybe pairing this deck with the Hush Tarot, but we'll have to take a look at that a bit later on. So we've got the symbols here. We've got the cups, swords, the pentacles, and the wands. I really enjoy the art style, and I'm hoping you can see here these little figures that are hanging almost from this. I don't know if I want to call it a shelf, or I'm not really particularly sure. That'd be interesting to know what the guidebook says. Excuse me. Okay, the High Priestess. Very, very watery card. On first impressions, I have to say this kind of gives me an Empress, an Empress vibe, which I think is probably because of the eggs. I'm not sure I get a High Priestess vibe with this, but that could just be me. That could totally be me. Obviously, there's no reference to the pillars or the moon in this card, which is, you know, quite interesting. Yeah, interesting to know what the guidebook says. The Empress. Now, the Empress has the moon behind her, which I find quite interesting. And is this the world, possibly? I've got 3 elemental symbols here, which I don't see the 4th, which I could be totally missing. We've got fire, earth, air. It's probably just me, but this totally gives me an High Priestess vibe, and this gives me more of a Empress vibe. But that's probably totally just me. I haven't been reading tarot that long, so that could be my inexperience that gives me that kind of vibe. Anywho, moving along to the Emperor. The Emperor, this is very interesting with these sheep that are lined up in front of him, almost like a sheep army, ready to follow his command, like sheep. And this industrial feel behind the Emperor as well. Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to dive into the guidebook with this one. The Hierophant. Can you hear my kitty cat? He's pleading poverty, or starvation, or something. He saw me press record, so he knows, you know, that he's on camera. Loving the snake energy. And I don't know if you can see this banner at the bottom here. It says epic fail, which is quite interesting for the Lovers card. The Chariot. This totally gives me a circus vibe with these stripy tights. And it's interesting that these 2 people are joined and almost like fighting each other, which direction to take. That's really interesting. And even these birds with these cavities that are open without heart space. Let me see if I can get this closer so you can see. Hoping this is focusing so you can see this. Okay. Strength. This is the image on the box, which is very beautiful. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer as well. This totally gives me a shamanic vibe. And initially I thought this was a snake coming out of the divided face, but I wonder if it's a swan instead. And you've got this person climbing a mountain up to the next peak, as it were. That's really interesting too. Okay, the Hermit. I really enjoy this art style. I think it's beautiful. And this banner again reads Troubled Water. I love that. The Wheel of Fortune with the time reference. Here again I get a bit of a Hush Tarot vibe feel with this figure here. It's going to be interesting to pair those 2 together, I have to say. We've got the time reference here again. We've got these small individuals climbing around the image. So that was Justice. The Hanged Man. This was very interesting. I felt that this person who's all suited and booted is rooted to the spot. Whereas I get a real circus vibe with this person, and especially with the mask being taken away. That's really interesting. Ooh, Death. I love the Death card. I think it's gorgeous. So gorgeous. The banner at the bottom of that card says everybody needs a break. And then she's tattooed with Death in lunch break. That's really beautiful. I love that. It's amazing. Okay, Temperance. Love me some turtle energy, and I'm loving the snake energy wrapped around her legs. I'm hoping you can see here. It looks as though she's holding two goldfish bowls, one in each hand. Sorry about that. I needed to rescue my cat before he knocked down everything beside me off the shelf. Okay, so we're back to the cards and the devil. Beautiful image. Really, really enjoy this. Take a look at that devil. Gorgeous. The Tower card. Now, I do love me a good tower. Excuse me. The banner at the bottom reads, man fly, man fall. This totally gives me a fallen angel type of vibe. Obviously, you've got the other person falling from the tower too. And then I don't know if you can see on these cards here, they've got constellations on the cards. Hoping you can see that the camera's picking it up. There's even these aeroplanes above the tower. That's going to be interesting to see if the guidebook mentions anything about those details on the cards. The star, beautiful. At the top of the card it says, nothing is as it seems. These pylons are very interesting under the water as well. Ooh, it's going to be interesting to jump into the guidebook. Got this turtle image again for the moon. And there's a little piggy balloon here, which is quite interesting. It says, stay human. Okay, the sun, which has got a David Bowie kind of vibe, I feel. Judgment. Again, if you can, I don't know if you can see this on the card, you've got these constellations again, which are showing up. Fingers crossed you can see those. And these people are making the appearance again, as well as even this reference to the time on the cards. Very interesting. Beautiful world card. Very, very beautiful. Okay, so we're on to the minors. We're going to go a little bit quicker on the minors. Never mind my cat here. He's just pretending that he's unfortunate. I promise you he's really definitely not. He eats better than I do. Okay, so the Ace of Swords. I've got this time reference once again. I found the, what's it called? The minors to be semi-pippish. Is there such a word as semi-pippish? I don't know. Very beautiful. I love this divided body, body parts. As I mentioned, this appears several times throughout the cards. That's beautiful. Three of Swords, very traditional with the three swords through the heart. The Four of Swords. Here we have those birds with the cavities in their chest again. Five of Swords with the magpie. That's beautiful. I was expecting this deck to be a watery deck. I'm not really sure why I got that vibe. I'm not really sure, but anywho, I don't get that. I don't get that feeling from it now. Once I've looked through the cards. Six of Swords. I kind of get a more airy feel to it, but we'll have to see. The Seven. The Eight. Beautiful. Got this time reference again. The 9, the 10. I wonder if these are kingfishers. Be interesting to look up in the guidebook. I think I've mentioned in a previous video that I've been receiving a lot of animal energy through my readings and in synchronicities since September, which I really am looking into a bit deeper. Hence the reason I bought a couple more decks that are maybe more heavily animal influenced than I have previously. So I'm going to be looking into that now, or continuing through to 2023 as well. Okay, onto the Page of Swords. Now this is, I found quite interesting. Obviously the page in the swords has got talons for feet, and we've even got this torso area which looks like water and a fish in the water, which I found very interesting. The Knight of Swords, I love him or her or them. This is very interesting that their brain is, what's the word? Oh my goodness, my English is terrible today. I'm going to put the word on the screen because my mind's gone a blank. Exposed, obviously, is the word. Of course it is. His brain is exposed. That's very interesting. Okay, the Queen of Swords. The King. This is very interesting with the owl reference. Maybe the wisdom of the owl. Ooh. Okay, we're onto the cup suit. This is beautiful. We've got these birds again with the open cavities. Two of Cups. The 3. The 4. The 5. The 6 of Cups. Sorry, I just need to, sorry to be a pain in the bottom here. However, I just need to go back to the 6 again. It was the same. I wonder if that's going to be a bit of a theme going on here. Interesting. Let's look out for the next 6 coming up in the next suit. Okay, the 7 with the whale energy. That's beautiful. And it looks as though the flamingos are dropping something here. Interesting. Okay, the 8 of Cups. The 9. The 10 of Cups. That's an interesting take. I think we've got the same balloon again here with the Stay Human sign and this industrial feel. That's very interesting for the 10 of Cups. Really interesting to know what the guidebook says. Can we just have a read? Is that okay? Shout now. I don't hear a no, so I'm going to read it. I'm sorry. Oh, look, I opened it up to the right page. That was handy. Okay, 10 of Cups. A sea turtle swims in the waves, bringing the shipwrecked people to safety. A factory was built on top of her, but she doesn't care about her heavy burden. She feels blessed with good fortune, symbolised by the 10 Cups. A balloon flies between the chimneys, reminding us to stay human. Meanings, good feelings, security, appreciating what we have, family, benevolence, love and contentment. That is interesting. Okay, the Page of Cups. Now this looks to be quite similar to the previous pages. I'm sorry to be a pain in the bum. I just want to go back to the page again. Sorry. Apologies. Okay, so we've got very, very similar figures here. That's interesting. Except this time instead of talons, we have a bit of a mer-person feel. And also the water here has moved from the torso to lower down in the body. That's really interesting. And we've got some reference to this heart space as well. Interesting. I'm going to hold the pages aside here and just have a bit of a comparison when we get to the next pages. The Knight of Cups. Very beautiful image. For me, this kind of feels more like a King of Cups, maybe, instead of a Knight. Okay, moving on to the Queen of Cups. She's very beautiful. I really enjoy this divided body part theme going on within the cards. The King of Cups. Okay, we're on to the wand suit. Let's do this. Just to make sure that the cards can be seen. We have this constellation detail going on in the backgrounds still. The Ace of Wands, as mentioned. And this is interesting as well, this double-headed snake. Or is it called a double-headed snake? You know. Yeah, that's interesting, I think. Loving this. Love the Two of Wands. Gives me total Medusa vibe. And even actually a Melusina vibe with this tail detail going on. That's beautiful. I love the snake energy. I'm not a big snake fan, I've said it before, but in cards I do really enjoy it. Okay, the Three of Wands. This is not for the faint-hearted, I feel. We've got these snakes kind of opening up, showing the eggs inside. The Four. Do we think these are phoenixes, maybe? That makes sense for the wand suit. The Five of Wands. The Six of Wands. We have this severe detail again on the six. That's obviously a running theme throughout the deck, or I'm assuming. The Seven of Wands. The Eight. Yep, not for the faint of heart. The Nine, beautiful. The 10. Moving on to the page. Let's just bring forward our other two pages here. So we've got pretty much the same, do we want to say the same person? This page has got hooves. Not the same person, but there's a definite running theme throughout the pages. Now this is interesting. The Page of Wands looks like they have water on top of their head, and even the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords looks like they have fire. Yeah, definitely dive into that guidebook. And the Page of Wands look like they have a horse's tail. Interesting. Sorry, I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep the wand aside. The Knight of Wands. Now this to me, I personally don't feel that this Knight of Wands is dynamic enough. I would have preferred him to have been in motion in some way. But that's just me personally. It's a beautiful card, but I would have liked to have seen maybe more motion with that card. The Queen of Wands. And the King. This is very interesting, this open cavity with the brain showing, and even the open cavity in the neck. That's really interesting. Okay, let's move on to the final suit. Now we're on to Pentacles. Excuse me. Okay, I've got this time reference once again. The 2. I get a shapeshifter kind of vibe with this card. That's really interesting. Okay, the 3 of Pentacles. 4. The 5. The 6. The 7 of Pentacles. This is beautiful. This is a chameleon, I believe. Apologies if that's incorrect, but I think it's a chameleon. 8 of Pentacles. This is interesting as well with this water within the body of the giraffe with the fish. That's interesting, an interesting detail. Oh, I can't wait to get into that guidebook. This is also very interesting with the elephant with the possible butterfly ears. Okay, we're on to the 10 of Pentacles. The Page. Oh, we're gonna compare one more time. So this time we've got a longer tail. Let's do this. Hope you can see all the cards. Let's see if I can bring them into shot so you can see them all. The Page of Pentacles, they have some kind of tail, and their water has moved from their torso even to their shoulder, and their heart space appears to be larger than the others. And again, we've got, this looks like quite a fiery feel up here, and more of a watery feel here. Interesting. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. This is very interesting, this divided body forms again, and the faceless knight. For me, I kind of feel that I get more of a movement with this knight. However, I find I read the knight as more of a steady, slow-moving knight. So this to me looks like it's got a bit too much movement in it. Sorry to be a pain again. I've got to go back to the Knight of Wands. Let's have a looky here. I almost feel that those two should have been swapped. I feel the Knight of Wands needs to have this movement going on, and this Knight of Pentacles needs to be more what's the word? Oh, static, possibly is the word I'm looking for. Okay, that's probably just me, but you know, these are just my thoughts and my opinions. No disrespect to the creator or the artist. The Queen of Pentacles is interesting on this. Looks like the sands of time running away there. And then we have even the King of Pentacles. Yes. Okay. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? I think we need to do a bit of a shuffle. Did I mention the cardstock? The cardstock wasn't particularly glossy. It wasn't particularly matte. It was somewhere in the middle. I'm so sorry. What's the word? My cardstock knowledge is quite awful. I'm not fussed by cardstock myself, as long as it's not too thick or too thin or rose petal. Otherwise, I'm not bothered. But this shuffles really nicely. Okay, let's do a couple more shuffles, and then let's draw a card. So what are we thinking so far? Is this looking promising? I think the artwork is really interesting, I have to say. We're going to pull this one because this one appears to want out of the deck. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Pentacles. This is an interesting one. This is a card that I tend to look for when I am purchasing or have purchased a deck. This means a lot to me, this card. Let's grab the guidebook. Are you sitting comfortably? Do you have a cup of coffee in your hand? Are you settled in? I hope so, because now we're doing it. We're reading from the guidebook. Okay, let's do this. So you can actually probably see the card. Would be fantastic. Okay, Ten of Pentacles. A giraffe carrying a little fish and flanked by two peacocks, symbols of longevity and abundance, enjoys the fruit of the tree in an Edenic garden where peace and harmony reign. The giraffe is pleased to share his good fortune. Meanings: abundance, prosperity, legacy. Economic security, ease, wealth, hearth, home, sharing with loved ones. Okay. What am I thinking here? I'm thinking we're going to do some deck pairings, but before I do that, I just want to mention the fact that I watched a video recently, I think it was actually 2 days ago, by a creator on YouTube, and excuse my French, but I believe the channel name is Tarot Readings from a Bitch. If I've said that incorrectly or got the channel name wrong, I'll put it on the screen somewhere here. They had put out a really interesting video about artwork that is repeated within a tarot deck. Now, I watched that video a couple of days ago, as I mentioned, and then I received this deck, and this is my third time of looking through this deck, and I'm really being niggled by the fact that some of the artwork appears to be repeating several times on the cards. What I mean by that is this image, for instance. I've noticed this several times, this bird with the cavity in its chest. The flamingos were a definite detail that appeared to me several times. I really noticed it, and the same with this turtle. Then we've even got that time reference. No, I can't find a card with the time reference here. I feel this turned up on quite a few cards. Yeah, watch this space. Watch this space. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I've done is I have divided the cards into specific bundles, and the reason I brought up that video from Tarot Readings from a Bitch was because after seeing that video and now looking at this deck 3 times, I really noticed initially that there was a lot of artwork that started turning up in several different cards. So we're looking here at the flamingos. And I feel that the flamingos are almost the same image that have just been, you know, added to each of the cards. And I remember, you know, flagging it the first time I looked at the cards. And now that we're on to the 3rd time, it's kind of bugging me a little bit, I have to say. And that was just the flamingos. Now, I know in the guidebook it did mention about the fact that certain things were going to reappear throughout the deck. We're on to, excuse me, we're on to this artwork, which was the Chariot card. And we have the 7 of Wands, and we even have the 10 of Wands. And I feel the same again there, that is the same, that's the same image, I feel. Sorry, bring this back down so you can see it properly. I'm even going to mention these birds with the cavities in them. Let's just grab that bundle to show you there. So we've got the Chariot with the birds, the 4 of Swords, the Ace of Cups, which I feel is the same image. Sorry, I'm bringing this down again. Sorry. And then we even have the 7 of Swords. And I feel that turned up. I wonder if I've missed a few cards there, because that felt like that image turned up quite often with the cavity in the chest. And we even have the turtle, which I felt the same again there. That turned up several times. Got the Temperance card, the 10 of Cups, and even the moon there with the turtle, which yeah, this kind of thing, I wouldn't say this kind of thing usually strikes me, but this has definitely, you know, struck a chord here, and it's kind of something I can't unsee now. And these figures, I feel that these figures are the same on each of the cards. Now, I'm sure that these figures turned up in other cards. I think even here possibly. This one's even the time reference here. This one's even got time reference on it, which I feel was also the same image, which turned up several times throughout the cards. We've even got the flamingos here as well, and the time and the people, you know, it's and then finally we've got this one, which is the 5 of Wands. This could be a 5 theme going on, because this is also the 5 of Swords, and I feel this is the same rib cage and the same spinal cord, and this one's got swords in it. Can we find the other 5s in these suits? What do we think? Could you wait 2 seconds? Could you hold, please? I know this is going to be a long video. Bear with me 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, several seconds then. Oh, I tell you what, we'll do this instead. Haha. You know, sometimes I can be quite smart. Okay, the 5 of Cups. Okay, so it's not a theme in the cup suit then, because this has not got the ribs or the spinal cord. Let's look at the Pentacle suit. Five of Pentacles. No, and no, it wasn't that either. Okay. Okay. Yep. It's probably just me. But I'm wondering if that's going to niggle me, because as mentioned, I noticed it the first time and now I'm definitely noticing it the third time looking through the cards. You know, I'm just going to get over it. Just going to get over myself, aren't I? Not to be so pernickety. But it might be worth, you know, noting if that kind of thing would niggle you if you were thinking of getting this deck. Okay, what do we think? Should we do a few pairings? I'm going to put some timestamps on this video, I think, so you can jump to the section that you feel is relevant to you or what you want to watch. But let's do this. Let's start with the Lorenzi Tarot, of course. I can't even speak. I think my teeth are falling out somewhere along the line. Okay, so we're going to start with the Hush Tarot. Now I just kind of got the feel for this straight away when I started looking at this deck, that these two would pair really nicely together. I feel the art styles are, you know, quite compatible. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I haven't tested this, so it could completely fall flat on its face. Who knows? Only time will tell. This is beautiful. I think it's got a vibe that's going to work together, to be honest. I do think so. I think it's looking quite promising. What are we thinking? Comments in the section, comments in the sections, comments in the comment section if you'd like to let me know your thoughts. I do love this death card. I think it's gorgeous. Absolutely amazeballs. But let's take two more. What do we think? I think it's looking really, really promising, actually, I have to say. I think it's going to make a good pairing. But that's just me, myself and I. Yeah. Okay, I liked that pairing. Let's move on to the next one. Now, the next one that came into my mind is the, what's this one called? I know this. This is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. That's what it's called. I don't tend to use this one very much, and I think it's just because I forget that I have it. I used it a lot when I first got it, and then since then I haven't really listened. I'm reading the title on the card. I haven't really used it so much, which is a real shame. So it's time to come out into the spotlight and have a bit of a play. And I tend to feel that this deck is quite intuitive, so I don't tend to use the guidebook for it. Hey, sweet girl. Sorry, my kitty cat wants some attention and some playtime. I'm kind of getting a vibe here, I have to say. What are we thinking? Thoughts in the comment section, if you'd like to. Always interested to hear your thoughts. Let's do two more. Ooh. Ooh, I think it's looking promising. Change of seasons with the world. Okay, one last one then. All right, just because you twisted my arm. Yeah, I think so. I think there's potential there. I really do. I've got two more oracles to show you. This oracle is the faceted. Oh, I want to say it's called the Faceted Garden Oracle. Bear with me. Let me just make sure I'm giving you the right information. Yes, it is. The Faceted Garden Oracle. This is an indie deck. These are the backs. It's got beautiful rainbow gilding. Yeah. As I mentioned, I haven't tried them. I just got a bit of a intuitive flash that they might work together. More. I'm feeling that this is quite promising. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, we're doing one more. We're doing one more and then no more. Yeah, I like it. I do. Looking promising, looking promising. Okay, last one. Let's move that card to there. Let's do this. Now this oracle is the Heart Path Oracle cards. Some of these are landscape, which, you know, it's not a problem for me, but, you know, some people don't like landscape cards, so it's maybe worth mentioning. Let's see what this one looks like. Now this is in my rotation at the moment. It gives me, I've got a cosmic deck theme going on in December. So this one does give me a total cosmic vibe. However, it does also actually give me quite a grounded vibe, which I think is because of the animals that appear in the deck. I'm just going to bring this down a bit so you can see them properly. Okay, let's take the next one. What are we thinking? I quite like it actually. How are we experiencing the pairing? I've mentioned before, I do really enjoy this deck. I think it's got a great guidebook. I don't see it spoken about very often on Facebook, YouTube. Sorry, holy moly! I think my brain's taken holiday. I take what's the word? I have holiday. Tomorrow is my last working day, and I feel that my brain has already started winding down for Christmas. So I totally feel like have less brain power than normal, to be quite honest. We're going to take two more. Let's see what we think of these last two. Yeah, I think it's got, it's definitely worth, doing some readings, doing some pairings, doing some spreads with these two together to see how they gel and work together. I think I like it. I've gone against what I said. We were going to take two more. Now we've taken three more, I believe. Okay, so, oh, look, an otter. Oh, what a cutie. Okay, so, yes, they are the pairings I had to show you. This was the tarot deck that we were going to take a looky at, which is the Lorenzi Tarot. What do we think? I think that I'm still a little bit, on a downer. Well, not on a downer, but I think the artwork that appears in several of the cards is something that I'm going to have to try and work through. It's gonna be good to do a deck dialogue and see what this deck, how this deck works for me. I'm thinking this is going to be probably a January deck. I think I mentioned at the beginning that I felt this was quite a watery deck, but now going through the cards and looking at the cards and getting a feel for the deck, I don't get a watery feel from it as much as I believed I would. So it's going to be interesting to find out what this deck, what its vibe is, what its jam is. Yeah, I'm kind of babbling, aren't I? Babble, babble, babble. So I'm going to stop babbling. I'm going to thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you so much for clicking. Have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever in the world. Take care. My kitty cat says toodaloo. And I do too. Oh, looky here, the tarot card. The tower card. Toodaloo.